You know the vibes! Episode number 100 of the Hoop Genius podcast brought to you by NBA 2K22. BJ Armstrong, real name, no gimmicks, alongside myself, Mo Mootsie, 100 episodes. BJ, how you feeling? It's only May. We're already 100 deep.
100 and rolling, Mo. We got to keep it moving, baby. We got to. How did we get to 200 and then Mo 300? Let's keep it moving, Mo. Let's do it, baby.
That's what I'm saying, man. A lot of people are saying, "What are you guys doing to celebrate episode 100?" And I had to get in my Kobe Bryant bag. I said, "Job's not done. We need to be the number one sports podcast in the world." So we appreciate each and every one of you, whether this is your first time listening or whether you've been here.
Hold on, Mo. Hold on, Mo.
Nah, BJ's living a good life. You know, he's in the 5-star hotels right now. He's living a good life. He's got a little room service coming in. We're celebrating today. This is a laid back episode. We're going to be answering some of your questions. So you guys have sent in a few questions. We're going to be diving into the answers. But before that, I just want to say thank you to each and every single one of you who listens to the show, who subscribe to the show, who shares the show with their friends. It really honestly means the world that we can do this. And a huge thank you to the people at NBA 2K22. Their support has been invaluable in making all of this happen. And of course, we have to give a shout out to BJ Armstrong, who puts up with me every day. Because it was a random one. I hit him up just out of nowhere over Christmas. And I said, yo, let's just do the show every day. Like, there's a gap in the market because there's no good shows that come out every day. Let's be honest. So let's just do it every day. And here we are, 100 episodes later, doing what we do best. BJ, you ready to answer some of these questions from the people?
Mo, let me tell you what they told me in the streets of Detroit. Don't run from hard. You got to run to it. So let's run to it. Let's run to our people, Mo. Let's run to our people. Mo, we got our foot in the streets. We're not on the curb. We in the streets, Mo. So let's run to our people, and we appreciate the people that support us.
You know the vibes.
So you know it's all love, Mo. It's all love.
Always. Mark Reese wants to know, shout out to Mark, you always show support for the show. He wants to know, what was your favorite moment out of the 100 episodes we've done so far?
To hear Mo say, you know the vibes. Because I've never heard that before. And it makes me laugh every single time. You know, it just makes me laugh.
I mean, Jason Tatum put it on his Snapchat story yesterday. So the word is spreading. But I was originally going to make like a cut out a compilation of me saying, you know the vibes 100 times, right? From each episode. But then I realized if I do that and put it on the internet, every time the Celtics lose, someone will reply to me with that video of 100. You know the vibes is. So we didn't do that. My favorite moment of the episode, or out of all the 100, there's been so many. I just think anytime me and BJ go back and forth and have a debate, that's quality. That's what I love.
What? It is always funny when you and I go back. You know what I mean? Like, you know what, Mo? You know what I really think? Well, we do these, and you and I try to have the discipline to keep them to 30 minutes. But
we ain't kept it.
I think we have to start taping. Yeah. But what we have to start, Mo, is when we really just go back and forth when the camera's off. That to me is probably my favorite.
That's premium.
Mo, they get heated. Oh
no, it gets crazy. What you guys don't hear, it gets crazy.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite. So somehow we got to start figuring out how to get those in and put the best of, behind the scenes stuff.
Yes, sir. Well, stay tuned. Hoop Genius Plus coming soon. Ed wants to know, will the podcast be carrying on over the off season?
Off season? What's an off season? Mo, what's an off season?
The only off season I know is the J. Cole album.
Now you're talking, Mo. Bars. No, that's the off season. Off season.
Like Ja Morant, I'm on my Grizzly. We ain't stopping. Yes. We ain't slowing down. We're gonna go harder than ever. See, this is the first 100. This is just phase 1. We're about to level up to a whole new phase. So be ready.
Yes.
Spurs UK, the San Antonio fan club over here, wants to know, BJ, how did you get involved with Sky Sports / the NBA in the UK vibes?
Well, I've been doing a lot of stuff abroad for quite some time, and I just it was just a natural progression. So I don't know if it was I called or they called, but whatever it was, we got together and they said, "Hey, would you come on?" We got this guy, his name is Mo Muncy, and he's got a lot of energy. And I was like, "What's his name?" They call him the Double M. So no one has been able to control him, and I can't either. But you know what? Just dealing with Mo and your energy and what you bring and your passion for the game and Sky Sports, Karen. So it's been just a lot of fun for me. So no, it's all good. I mean, anyone who loves basketball, and I'm going to talk basketball anyway. So, and Mo, your passion for the game. So really, I just think it's our love for the game is what brought me here. And I love listening to Mo. Mo just makes me laugh. I mean, the guy just has so much love and passion for the game. I mean, when you say a fan and you say someone who really loves basketball, I what a treat it is for me to talk to Mo every day and talk to you guys. Man, it's the best. So.
Well, it means a lot, and the energy level is always high, but the energy is going to a whole nother level because Brad Wilkins wants to know, when are we getting a live show?
Man, you know what?
We've got to give them what they want.
First of all, I hope that people understand this because of safety and all of those things. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason why we haven't had live shows.
Yeah, we
that's
already
the only
had
reason
some
why
for this year.
Yes, and things because of COVID, and safety and all of those things and commitments that you have to do what we do. In our other lives, in our other business lives, I should say, that's the only thing that has stopped us. However, nothing can stop Mo and I. We are going to get together and we're going to do this live. I'm coming to the UK without question, right? Mm-hmm. Without question. Mo's coming here without question. And we got to give people what they want. If you think this is lit, wait till you get us in the same room and where it's going to go. So it's just a matter of when, but we have to, be respectful to the commitments and safety and all those things and the protocols that's in place, and like everyone's doing. But it's just a matter of when it's going to happen, not if.
Most definitely. I don't think the streets are ready for that. I don't think the streets are ready for that.
Oh, no. They can't,
Mark Reese sent in the second question. He just simply puts merch, question mark. Mark, let me tell you this. I promise you guys, when we double the audience figures, we'll have the merch. And I can tell you, we're almost there. So at the end of next month, I'm going to review the figures and we should be there. But if you want the merch, I'm going to need everybody listening to this to tell at least one other person to become a regular listener of the show. Because if we double the audience, it gets crazy. We're going to have all the merch. I've not just got one, I've got multiple designs ready at the clothing brand label to be printed off for you guys. So stay ready. Okay?
Stay. Hey. In the words of one of my favorite movies, Rocky, because the Rocky movie is one of my favorites because it just had great sayings throughout the movie. And I'm not one of those guys who quote movies, but there's a quote in there that all my friends always say. We kind of say it to each other. You got to catch these chickens.
Yo, what's a Benny the Butcher?
Hey, you got to catch these chickens, Mo. You got to catch these chickens, Mo. We working. We getting it. We gonna get it. And Mo and I go get it. We're gonna have that merch. We're gonna have that merch for our people. So appreciate you.
Man. Lovely sponsors at NBA 2K UK want to know, can we get a game, me versus BJ, on NBA 2K22?
Oh, Mo. Mo, I've been retired for a long time. There's only one man that can bring me out of retirement. That's Mo. It's the double. The double M, go get them double L's because I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give them double bars. Hey, I gave you bars.
Okay.
Go give you them double L's. I'm gonna have to give it to Mo. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mo, because I'm coming. Mo, I'm coming.
See, I'm not even a trash talk. I'm gonna let my game do the talking. But Sean AR22 says happy 100 to the genius and the guru. Mad love every time, Sean. He says he's listened to every episode. Even bigger love. Can't wait for the next 100. Even bigger love. But he wants to know, who are your top 3 sports debaters?
sports debaters. Like this, like television, you know.
Yeah, TV, radio, internet.
That's interesting. You know, talk radio. Well, I remember when it started coming about, you know, talk radio. You know, it's been interesting to say who's my top. You know, Stephen A is without question to me. He is. I think he's the best in the business.
Yeah,
I think he's the best without question.
Not the best at knowing the game, but the best at entertaining and debating.
He. It's not what he says; it's what he doesn't say. I've been knowing Stephen A for quite some time. What he doesn't say to me, because he knows, and that's why I say he's the best, because he has it's kind of like he's working on about 20%, because the other 80% he's just holding on to that. He just, because he works at it. He works at his craft. But it's because he knows, and he's without question. I think he's probably one for me. He's probably one for me. Because he's been around for so long and he's been doing it, and I was listening to him on radio. Mad Dog to me is Mad Dog. No, he's been doing this for a long time. I don't look at it as like
he laid the blueprint for all of these.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't have Stephen A. You can't have Stephen A. without Mad Dog.
Well, he goes Mad Dog, Skip Bayless, and then Skip Bayless brought Stephen A. onto first.
Well, Skip Bayless used to come. So I first met Skip. Skip used to work for the Chicago Tribune.
Yeah.
He was in news, you know. He was there were a lot of guys that have came and gone since. But when you start talking about Mad Dog was he was doing this like in the 80s, okay? And he was one of the first. And I can't remember the guy he used to work with. Mike, I feel bad because anyway, Mad Dog laid the blueprint for all these guys. So you got to know your history. And then one of my favorite of all time is just like Howard Cosell. Like, he just had this massive voice, and he always promoted the game, and he promoted the stars. And, you know, he would get into arguments with Muhammad Ali. This is before your time, Mo. And it was kind of like, when you watch it now, you're going, he was actually humanizing these heroes. You know, he was like, you're not the greatest, Muhammad Ali. And then Muhammad Ali, you know, they would go back and forth. And you saw the personalities of these people. So now you'll see a Mad Dog, whether you agree with what he's saying or not, it's the blueprint. Whether you agree with Stephen A. or not, the fact that he can entertain, do you know how, I mean, Mo, I don't have to tell you, you know how hard it is to be able to come up for 2 hours a day. And this guy is on TV for 10 hours a day. Get that's you have to have a level, you have to have some form of imagination, creativity. And so I give these guys credit. So I would say Howard Cosell, Mad Dog, and Stephen A. And now you're beginning to see, I think, former players now getting into this. So, you know, it'll continue to evolve. But Stephen A. to me is, I think the guy is just amazing that he can go out there and sit and debate and talk like that for that length of time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way I could do that.
It's crazy. Sports entertainment wise, that's what these shows are about. And a lot of people forget the entertainment part of it, you know. And I think Stephen A., even though half the time I disagree with what he's saying, because I questioned a lot of his thing. Like the other day, he was talking about Jimmy Butler being a perimeter shooter. Ridiculous. Anyway, he's up there though. He is the blueprint, because he's making over 10 million a year from ESPN. I ain't never seen 10 million in my life, and that's where I'm trying to get to. So Stephen A. for me is number one. And then, like you said, we've got the former players coming in. We've got JJ Redick coming in on ESPN, but I think Draymond Green
And then
It's
you
the
got
best
Mo
out of all the-
Moosey. And then you got Mo Moosey coming in. You got Mo, and Charles Barkley has been an incredible voice. He's been an incredible voice. He can debate and argue with anyone.
I like when him and Shaq get into it, because the debate would always just end with, Chuck, you got one of these? And he just holds up his ring. He goes, you got one of these.
Yeah.
But I think Draymond really, out of all the new current generation of athletes, Draymond does a great job at the debating side of things. But I'm interested to see how it goes from here, because these guys like Draymond, JJ, they're just like the first kind of athletes to do this while they're playing, right? So
Right.
I'm excited to see the next generation of players who's going to be doing this when they come into the league straight away.
Well, Mo, I don't know why I think about stuff like this, but I think about it all the time. Like, where does it go next? A lot of these guys that are currently in the business, and believe it or not, there used to be a thing called journalism.
Oh, I know.
Business.
I know.
Okay. There used to be where there was a level that, you would actually fact check, and you would do your things before saying. It didn't say sources said. You actually, accounted, you documented where it was said. And where I'm going with this is, so there was journalism, which was well respected and still is. But now it's about getting the story out first. So you always see the players criticizing these people that's currently on television or radio and say, hey, these guys never played. But then the journalists, not the personalities, the journalists always criticize the athletes for, like, you didn't go to journalism school. And they got a valid point. Both sides have a valid point. So, Mo, where I think the sweet spot is? A player who's actually going to be qualified to do both, because that's a space along and sprinkling in a little entertainment in there. To me, that's the sweet spot of the business, because they both have a valid point. So if you're going to say this guy never played, that's true. But you could also say this guy is he didn't go to journalism school. He doesn't know. He doesn't understand that part of the business. But the sweet spot is the person who has done it both, sprinkled in with the entertainment part of it. Mo, it's a combination that can't win. And I think that's the next form, because you're beginning to see this kind of take itself in streaming. You know what I mean? You're starting to see this. And I think,
if I ever have a kid, I'm going to make sure that he gets a scholarship to go play college ball whilst doing a journalism degree, or her, not just him, or
Mo,
her.
Just think about it, Mo. Just think about it. You went to journalism school. Okay, you're trained in that area, and you played.
Crazy.
That would, Mo, to me, that's a spot that that's an area that no one can debate. You know what I mean? You can't,
I feel you.
So,
but until we get that,
I think that's
until we get that, Mo Moonsey top 3, and it's not 3. That's what I'm gonna say. Put me on the show with any of these guys you just listed, players, media.
Well, Mo, yeah,
and I'm coming with fire.
Mo, the thing that you have, Mo can wear you down. But
is it
Mo can just wear you.
Okay.
Mo can just wear you down. Mo can just argue. Like, there's some people you will try to get to a conclusion. No, Mo can just argue.
Okay, this is why I can't lose arguments, right? BJ, I went to law school, right? I can go into a courtroom and argue to save someone's life. We're just talking about sports. I will find a way to win the conversation. Like, I'll catch you on something that you said, or I'll catch you with a little loophole, and I'll have to wait, and I won't stop until I do.
Mo, I'm married to a lawyer. Mo, I've never won an argument.
Exactly. You know how it gets.
So I get it. And my wife says I'm only doing these podcasts is because I can't win one argument at home. I mean, I have 3 kids and a wife. Imagine that I haven't won any arguments, and I'm not going to win any arguments. So the fact that Mo allows me to just come on here and just give my opinion is enough for me. So this is a treat in and of itself.
Man, listen, it's been crazy. It's been 100 episodes. We've got so many more questions to get through, but we're going to answer all the other basketball-related questions in an episode next week for you guys. I just wanted to give you a bit more of a personal episode to get to know a bit more of BJ and myself, because you listen to us every day. So a little bit more of an insight. I think there was one more question from Spencer Easter, aka Kevon Looney's #1 fan. He wants to know who inspired/inspires you either growing up or right now.
Who inspires me? My first inspiration were my parents. First of all, I was very fortunate to have both of my parents, and I feel so lucky in having that example every single day. I've had so many people that have come in my life, whether it was my grandparents, cousins, and just appreciation for life itself. The most inspirational thing that I see is that I have an opportunity to meet like people. And more like the thing that's fascinating about playing in the NBA is you just meet people. Like, you may see a person and they may say, like, Mo, I'm walking into an arena. And I'm like, man, I'm tired. Man, I'm like, oh man, just like, I'm just being down. And all of a sudden you'll see someone go, hey, BJ, I came all the way from Serbia just to watch you play. We love you. And suddenly, Mo, you realize, wow, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. You're in your own head. You're like, oh man, whatever you got going on. You're having a bad day or whatever. And then someone will just say something like that. Or, yesterday I was walking to a meeting yesterday, and I'm crossing the street and I'm trying to get out of the way, right? I'm going to get hit by a car or something. And all of a sudden, some fan from on the other side of the street go, hey, we love you. And you're like, hey, you don't even know these people. You like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go Bulls. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even know. And so, and it always strikes me is because it's the power of sports and what it means. You never know. I mean, Mo, I don't take this for granted. I always get a little choked up when I say it, is because, Mo, every day of my life, people allowed me to come into their homes when they watched us on television. And Mo, I never take that for granted. Like, Mo, you actually allowed me to come into your safe space or into your space. And whether you were cheering for me or booing for me or booing for those teams, but that's a powerful thing. Think about it, Mo. You're allowing people you don't even know, and they act like they know you. Like people come up to me all the time. And when my kids were little, it never really hit me until my kids started pointing it out. They were like, Dad, how do you know these people?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know how I know these people. They was like, Dad, how come you have so many friends? And so I always respected it, but my kids really pointed it out to me, is that these people, they like know you, Mo. They act like they know you. You mean something to these people. And I have no idea, Mo. I just put on shorts and a tank top, and that's
why I wanted to do this episode like this today, to give people more of an insight into yourself and me as we do this show every day, because everyone listens to us. I wanted them to get to know us a little bit. For me, the people that inspired me when I was young, I was fueled by hatred. When people would tell me that I couldn't do something, like my whole thing about playing basketball was people told me I couldn't play ball, so I went and got good at playing basketball. And then I had to stop playing basketball because of injuries and all of this. Everyone told me, you wasted all your time in this basketball stuff. It's all useless now. So now I had to find a way to make basketball my whole life. And now I've grown up a bit. I've matured and I realized I can't just thrive off the hatred and the doubt. Now I'm inspired, first of all, by this man right here, BJ Armstrong, who is always coming with the most positivity, always coming with the most motivation. At any time of the day, I could call him. I know he's going to pick up and say, the money never sleeps, baby. What up?
Hey,
what up?
Hey,
let's get this money. Any time of the day, it keeps me motivated. If, BJ's got a family, he's got a job, everything to take care of, and he still goes hard and does this show every day. And that's a real inspiration. I want to tell the listeners one story. BJ FaceTimed me one time, and it was in the middle of the winter. I'll never forget this, right? It was like snowing outside here in England. And BJ FaceTimes me one time, and he's by the pool in LA, and he just flips the camera. He shows me the sunshine and the palm trees. He goes, yo, if you work hard, kid, you can get here. And I was like, okay, I got to step my game up. So BJ is a person that inspires me every single day without fail. But also you guys who tune in, every time someone tweets me or messages me saying how much they love the show, how much of an impact it's made on them, it's cheered them up if they're having a bad day, or it made them laugh, or they're looking forward to tomorrow's episode. That really makes everything worth it, because that's why we do this. Because my whole thing with sports is no matter what you're going through in life, but sports is always there as a happy place for you. So whatever you guys are going through in your lifetime, I hope that you can put us on, you can laugh along with us, you can join in on the jokes and just have a good time and take your mind off things that are stressing you out, because life is stressful, man. We've got bills, we got taxes, we got all these things that are going on. Right. The world ain't a pretty place right now, right? So if we can be your little escape, and just the love that you guys show for the show, and that's really what motivates me. Because every time someone messages me, especially when young people message me and say, yo, I want to get into sports media now, or I want to do something like what you're doing. That's what I love. That's why I do this. I'm trying to lay a foundation for the next generation to be able to do this. So when we're talking about top 3 sports debaters in the world, I want 3 people who listen to this show to become the top 3. That's why we're doing this.
That's right, Mo. I couldn't have said it better. On this trip coming out here, Mo, I'm getting on the plane, and I haven't been traveling as much because of the pandemic, so forth and so on. But a guy comes up to me and goes, "Hey man, I went to your camp when I was a kid." Hey Mo, that's all you need. Yeah. And just was like, "Hey man, thanks. You thanks for signing." Mo, it could be something that's you just sign an autograph for someone, or I went to this basketball camp and you said this, or like, Mo, that was like 25, 30 years ago. And now here someone is, 35, family, so forth and so on. Mo, that's what it's all about. So this is all fun and games and so forth and so on. But Mo, you never know who you're impacting. Mm-hmm. And so I take this very serious, and I'm so thankful. And I'm humbled every time I get on here and people DM me. I have no idea how this works. People on Twitter and they're musing me. I'm like, Mo, what did you say? I have no idea. But this is an incredible thing for me, to be able to be connected to people, to make them laugh, but more importantly, learn the game and do all those things. So be able to share that. This is a treat. I know we're talking, but I'm gonna tell you what, I learn from people all the time. And I just want to thank all those people, because I'm inspired just by people. I don't have to look around and, you can say, hey, I've met some famous people, right? I don't like to name drop. Okay. President Barack Obama and this work. Mo, I'm just a person. I'm just a face in the crowd. We all are. Those are the people those are the people that inspire me, are the faces in the crowd. So thank you.
Yes. So I think what we need to do is keep going hard for 100 more. I'm trying to celebrate episode 1000. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about, Mo.
And in the meantime, we're going to have to hit them with some live shows and maybe some basketball camps for the next generation of hoopers over here. Hey, we're going to be doing it all.
Now you talking. See, Mo, my favorite thing at the camps is always to get into the middle of the campers. And then that's how I like to take my photos. I've always, I love having the basketball camps, because it becomes it's just like it's like a community.
Yes, sir.
And we're all there. We're working on our games, and so it's great. That would be a treat to come out and do something like that.
Yes, sir. Hoop Genius summer camp, winter camp. We're gonna make a way to make it work. But I want to thank each and every one of you. I would shout you all out individually, but there's so many people. So I just want to say each and every one of you, thank you so much. Thank you for supporting us through 100 episodes. The next 100 are going to be better than the last 100. I can promise you that. We're going to take things up a notch. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get better. You know the damn vibe. So make sure you're rocking with us. Thanks to everyone who subscribed. If you haven't yet, subscribe, follow, share with a friend. Merch will drop soon. If you guys keep sharing the show, we're almost there. You guys will be rocking in the freshest drip all summer long. But until next time, much love from BJ and myself to all of you guys listening to the show. And until then, get buckets.